Hello, everyone. Welcome to the National Catholic College Admission Association Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us today. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening, so be sure to sign up for more. And lastly, this presentation is being recorded. And that recording is going to be available within about a week at strivescan.com/NCCAA. All right, I'd now like to go ahead and turn it over to our presenters, starting first with Villanova University.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending upon where you are. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Patrick Ronay, and I am I work in the admission office at Villanova University. For those of you who don't know, Villanova University is a Catholic and Augustinian college. In fact, the nation's one and only Augustinian college in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So campus, to give you a little sense of who we are style-wise, we are a medium-sized school of about 6,500 undergraduates. We are in the suburbs of Philadelphia, being about 10 miles west of downtown. So as you can see there in that photograph on the middle right of your screen, the layout of campus being suburban and traditional, things being about a 10-minute walk from place to place. In terms of living on campus, most of our students do so, including juniors and seniors. About 70% of our current juniors and seniors live on campus in apartments or suites. With freshmen or first year living on campus, that is confined to one area, a little bit, or where my mouse is currently hovering there on the right side of campus. So I think that's a neat piece in thinking about your upcoming college experience, that transition. Is that at Villanova, you do get to have a community or a micro community within the larger framework of things, and still being within that 10-minute walk of campus and such. Another feature with us being in the urban center and mid-Atlantic corridor is that access to other areas, Philadelphia and beyond. In terms of that intercity transit, we have two different train lines that run on campus, so access into downtown, the airport, and up and down the seaboard is very prominent and easily accessible. So as mentioned, we are the nation's one and only Catholic and Augustinian institution, founded about 175 years ago. With Villanova, its structure is such that we are comprised of 4 different colleges. We have a College of Arts and Sciences, a School of Business, a College of Engineering, and a School of Nursing. Know that you as a student in your senior year of high school would be applying to one of those 4 colleges distinctly. And in doing so, in some cases, be applying to a particular major. That being the case within our sciences, as well as within our College of Engineering. Once in those respective colleges, being the smaller size that we are, there's that shared curriculum and things you might hear again today with my other colleagues in their institutions of a core curriculum or those general education requirements. And we have that so students further develop that diversity of thought to complement the specialization and skill set that they're attaining within their chosen major or majors. Some other prominent facets to complement that academic experience are going to be the research available for students. So that's very prominent within our student body. Over 70% of our students take part in at least one research activity during their 4 years. And Villanova facilitates a program for that to be accomplished as early as the spring semester of your first year, called the First Year Research Program, creatively named, right? But it would allow you to apply to a wide variety of programs, and doesn't have to be within your major, doesn't even have to be within your school, but gives you that springboard of experience. Then as it relates to study abroad, about 40% of our students take part in that. And personally, I really hope that's something that you all consider no matter where you go to college. There are 60 different programs in which we offer study abroad programs, and it is something attainable for each and every major at Villanova. So again, wherever you wind up in college, I think just knowing that you want to study abroad, that's the main mindset you need to be in. And then you can find what programs are going to suit you and your interests for your sophomore year, I guess more commonly your junior year. As it relates to our Career Center and that professional development for our students, they are there to be that nexus, that focal point on campus for giving students access to the resources. We are very fortunate to have a very robust alumni network, really spread about the globe, but of course there being a large concentration there in the Mid-Atlantic area. One resource that our Career Center operates is called Handshake, which I say is just like LinkedIn, but specific to Villanova and our alums. So a great way to get, talk to people who might be in a major which you're interested in, or learn from someone who's in Chicago if you're planning to go there after graduation or go back home. They also operate trips in different cities to meet alums and the different companies they work for and companies we have relationships with. So those occurring in Philadelphia and also Washington, D.C., New York City, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. So that's a little sample on the academic background and framework at Villanova. In terms of applying to the school, we are a school that utilizes the Common Application exclusively. We were test optional for this past year, and for any of you that are tuning in that are current juniors in high school, we will be test optional for the high school graduating class of 2022 as well. There are the different deadlines noted on this page, as we have early action as well as early decision with November 1st, and January 15th, we offer regular decision and early decision too. For those who may be unfamiliar with early decision, it just means it's a binding agreement. You can only apply to one school early decision because in effect you're saying, or you are saying, that if you are accepted to that school, you will be attending, that you don't want to court any other admission offers or things like that. In our admission process, just like many of the colleges that will follow, we utilize that holistic approach to understand your context as a student, to understand how you've done in high school, what has been that environment which you've learned in, and how you've succeeded there. Those are all important things as we evaluate students. I noted before that you would be applying to one of our 4 colleges or a specific major. So know that that may slightly adjust how we view your application. In our case, if you're applying to nursing, we do require that you take a biology and chemistry course in high school. If you're considering engineering, we require that you take physics. And if you're considering our business school, we require that you take calculus in your senior year. So there's just some quick bits on the application process. Know that we do hope to be available for on-campus tours this summer for students and families. And then going forward, if you have any other questions, you're welcome to contact our office and myself or my fellow colleagues. With that said, I'll turn it over now to my colleague Ruben at Dominican University, and I will put my information in the chat. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that introduction. And again, my name is Ruben Burley. I'm the Senior Associate Director of Admission here at Dominican University. And I'm going to share my screen to discuss a little bit about Dominican University. So if you can see my screen right now, I just want to let you know about Dominican and just where we're essentially located at. We are about 10 miles due west of downtown Chicago. We're in a town called River Forest right next to Oak Park, but we're not far from downtown Chicago, where you'll be able to connect with a train line to be able to see our city. But there are also different activities for you to be able to do around the River Forest in Lake Park, not Lake Park, but Oak Park area. So small class size, 10 to 1, 15 1 is your average class size, 10 to 1 is your student to faculty ratio here. I kind of laugh about the 0 giant lecture halls because due to COVID, we actually turn in our lawn auditorium that houses about 1,100 students to see a play or production, or our Martin Recital Hall that holds about 200 people to turn in some of our classrooms into larger spaces. But still, it's not really a technical lecture hall, but it just looks like a lecture hall. But all our classes are taught by professors, and you get a one-on-one attention here at Dominican. Kind of give you a profile of our student body. We have about over 465 freshmen that came in for the 2021 academic year, along with 176 transfers. 37% of our students are first generation students here at Dominican, and 69% of color attend Dominican University. We have over 50 different majors. As you see, our top 10 majors are right listed on this profile, but I always tell students that our #1 unofficial major is called I don't know, or undecided. And that's okay, because you don't have to declare your major until your first semester of your junior year. So all students that come to Dominican are going to have a first year advisor and a peer advisor to kind of help them and navigate them through the college process. Also, our professors are not just your professors behind the lecture halls, but they're also involved with your research. We're actually a research college. As a matter of fact, one of our special events this past Wednesday was our URSI, Undergraduate Research and Scholarship Career Investigation Day, where students are doing year-long research projects by themselves or with professors or peers and be able to present it to the overall college community. Just kind of let you know that you're not going to be alone here at Dominican, because you're going to have career development, you're going to have tutoring service and different academic resources to be able to be successful here at the institution. Speaking about career development, they're involved with students starting their first year here at Dominican, starting with resume writing, also being able to create a community to be able to get you into different steps for different internships within the Chicagoland area and even nationally as well too. Just kind of gives you a snapshot of where some of our students after graduation, being able to work at, but also a lot of our students are going into grad school as well. So very high success rate. We're voted in U.S. News and World Report as #1 in Illinois for social mobility, helping out unrepresented students to be able to get placed in going to grad school or even med school or even getting a job within their field. Also, being able to give out community, as part of our background at Dominican as a small private liberal Catholic school, being able to give back in the community and service. And so you're going to have over 180 different community-based learning projects while you're here at Dominican University. Also, being able to take advantage of study abroad. We have over 20 different study abroad programs that students are able to utilize. Right now, as you know, study abroad is put on pause, but we're hoping to reactivate that during the 21-22 academic year. We're also Division III for athletics, which means we do not offer any athletic scholarships. We have 14 intercollegiate sports teams and very competitive teams, as our men's volleyball season is wrapping up right now, and they're number 12 in the nation for Division III. But we also have women's soccer, cross country, baseball, and softball. Also 35 different clubs and organizations, so we want you to be involved. It could be for any type of program, from an academic club or religious club. Definitely have opportunity for you to expand your horizons here at Dominican. We are part of the Common App, but we do also have our own application. We are rolling admissions, so we do take applications pretty much up to the last month leading into the school year. Also, once you're admitted, you'll be able to receive some form of merit-based scholarships, ranging from $10,000 to $20,000. But we also offer a Catholic high school scholarship for students who graduate from a Catholic high school, which is $2,500, and is added on top of your merit-based scholarships and financial aid. Also, access scholarships for students who are here at Dominican to be able to utilize it for offsetting the cost for study abroad or being able to do some research. As this young lady here, she used her access scholarship to be able to utilize to recording an R&B album, and she's actually out in California as now too. I always tell students that if you have a chance, if you can't come to campus, being able to connect with our student ambassadors, and this is a way to get connected with our student ambassadors by scanning this QR code, but you can also go to our website as well too. That is my contact information, and I know I kind of ended up a little bit early, but I just want to say thank you for being part of this presentation, and I'm going to stop sharing and pass it along to next. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much to Dominican University. And next up, we have Molloy College.
All righty, thank you very much. Very happy to be here. My name is Giovanni Mayo. I'm an admissions counselor here at Molloy College, and I'm just going to share my screen and pull up a presentation. Let's see. All right. Molloy College. So Molloy College is a private Catholic liberal arts college located in Rockville Center, New York. So in Rockville Center, New York, if you've never heard of Rockville Center, we're about an hour away from Manhattan. We're located in Long Island, so about 2 hours away from Montauk, which is at the end of Long Island. We are a medium-sized college with approximately 5,000 students. So what that means is that we do have a student-to-faculty ratio of 10:1. So Molloy College is large enough to offer an academically challenging, high-quality educational experience, but we're also small enough to provide personal attention. So that student-to-faculty ratio is key because it enables you to, be in small classroom sizes. You're not in these big lecture halls. You have an opportunity to get to know your professor and really be a part of the Molloy College community. So our mission, we provide an affordable liberal arts Catholic education in the Dominican tradition. We were founded in 1955 by the Sisters of St. Dominic, and we're grounded in the 4 value pillars of community, service, spirituality, and study. So the Valley of Molloy education, we're a top value money magazine. We're a top Northeast college from U.S. News and World Report. We're the most affordable private Long Island tuition. The #1 nursing program in the country, according to College Factual, and we're one of the highest CPA pass rates on Long Island. And our criminal justice program does rank in the top 5%, and we do have among the highest paid grads in the United States. So we do offer more than 50 quality undergraduate programs, and again, that small classroom sizes gives you more individualized attention. All of our classes are taught by accomplished faculty, and then just going beyond the major, we do have freshman learning communities, a way for you to really make that transition from high school to college a bit easier. We have an honors program for students that have achieved academic success, in their high school career that will challenge you. An honors program, it's something that we review all students for when you put an application to Molloy College. We do have pre-professional programs. So for students that want to go to medical school, law school, veterinary school, dental school, we have a program that will prepare you to take classes during Molloy to prepare you for that career after you graduate at Molloy. We're a big believer in internships. We want you to get that experience while you're at school to make meaningful relationships and create connections that will really benefit you after you graduate from Molloy. And we do have study abroad opportunities. Right now, because of the COVID pandemic, we've stopped it. But we hope that at some point during your 4 years at Molloy, you'll take big advantage of those study abroad opportunities. And we have among the highest Long Island graduation rates. So here's just some of our majors here. Here's our majors here at Molloy College. A lot of people know Molloy College because of the nursing program, but we also have, great programs such as accounting and biology, education, history, social work, sociology. All of our programs at Molloy are great, and a lot of students, really go to Molloy for they had just a diverse selection, of undergraduate programs at Molloy. So our faculty, more than 77% of our full-time faculty have doctoral degrees, combining academic excellence and leadership with personal, compassionate mentoring. And again, I feel like I'm a broken record, but our undergraduate student to faculty ratio is 10-1. Molloy College is invested in your success. We do have academic advising, where we connect each student to faculty members who will guide and mentor them during their time at Molloy. We have a free tutoring service. We have a free writing center, and we do have academic support for students with disabilities, and we have academic advising or financial support for low-income, first-generation, or disabled students. We have dorms at Molloy. We have 3 residence halls. All of these residence halls were built within the last 10 years. So these are fairly new buildings, and it gives our students the opportunity to really immerse themselves in Molloy's campus lives. So, and we do have a lot of programs here offered by Residence Life where you feel like a tight-knit community. We have single rooms, double rooms, suite rooms, free laundry, cable, fitness, 24/7 security, the second safest campus in the country, common and practice rooms available. We are a Division II school with 17 varsity sports, including an esports team. So for our students that play Madden or Overwatch, we have a team for you. And we have club sports. So if you don't really want to commit to being a Division II athlete, we do have club sports where you're able to play, with other students on campus, and not commit yourself to being a full-time athlete. So we do have more than 60 clubs and organizations on campus. We have tons of on-campus events such as Maroon Madness, which is our pep rally for our basketball team, Halloween parties, back-to-school barbecue, petting zoos, and we do have trips to the Bronx Zoo, Ripley's Believe It or Not, Islanders games, and we do have community service events on campus. Our campus ministry is rooted in the Dominican charism, and we do have 2 campus ministers on campus, and we provide opportunities for service trips, Dominican young adults, weekend retreats, and Mass in our Sacred Heart Chapel. So what do you need to apply for Molloy College? You do need to apply. You can apply through our website, or you can use the Common App. You do have to submit a personal essay, a final high school transcript, and then we are test optional, so you don't have to submit your SAT or ACT scores. And we are a rolling admission school, so we don't have any application deadlines. Scholarship consideration by December 15th is only for our full tuition scholarship. Our tuition is $31,330 per year, which is 15% lower than other private 4-year colleges on Long Island. And 92% of our freshmen receive some type of financial aid, and we do have opportunities for various types of scholarships available for our students. And that is our contact information, admissions@molloy.edu, and that is our phone number. And I also will be putting my contact information in the chat. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right, thank you so much to Molloy College. And next up, we have Loyola University, New Orleans.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and get my screen share going here really quickly, and we will be ready to go. So my name is Kate Massey. I am the Senior Associate Director at Loyola, New Orleans, in the most wonderful city in the world. I will say, just so we go ahead and clear the elephant in the room, I know there are multiple Loyolas out there. No, we are not connected. And no, if you apply to one of us, you don't automatically apply to all of us. We're all separate institutions with our own personalities and individual majors, sizes of institution, locations across the country. So if you have interest in one of the Loyolas, I encourage you to connect with each of us individually, as we're all very different personalities. We were founded in 1912. We are in the very heart of Uptown New Orleans. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. We're one of 27 Jesuit colleges and universities. The Jesuit colleges are often well known for having students who are very active, both in their communities, in terms of advocating for access, inclusion, and equity. I think you'll find our students are very aware and very involved in their communities. So average class size on campus is around 21 students. I tell students, if you come to campus and I'll let you go and open a bunch of classroom doors, you're truly going to see most classrooms have around 20 students, if not less in them, on even outside of COVID. Student to faculty ratio, dividing all the faculty by all the students, is of course 12:1, and you will see classes of 12 or so, especially as you get to upper levels of your degree program. We're looking at a little bit over 3,000 students on campus, undergraduate students. So we do have a few graduate programs. I do encourage you guys and want you guys to know that the campus feels heavily undergraduate during the daytime. You're really not going to be overtaken by graduate students. The majority of our graduate students are within programs such as law or our MBA program that meets typically in the evening time, so that we have folks that can come in from the outside community that aren't full-time students. 110 undergraduate degree programs, 130 plus student clubs and activities. So there's plenty for you to explore and do and figure out who you want to be when you grow up. And we're a top 15 school for diversity and inclusion. We are a little over 50% students of color on campus, and about 20% of students on our campus are Pell eligible. So a little bit about New Orleans. I think it's one of the most important parts of choosing your college is also choosing your city that you want to be a part of. New Orleans is a wonderful place. We're about 72 distinct neighborhoods. I love this little quirky map on the screen right now. It's very artistic, I know, but it shows you we kind of follow the river. So Loyola is in the part of town known as the Garden District. So it's the very picturesque old homes, oak trees, things like that. But you can take the streetcar, runs right in front of campus, and will take you directly to the French Quarter, which is the place where all the live music, art galleries, lots of culture and fun happens. We are the birthplace of jazz. Music flows through the veins of this city. So if you're thinking of studying anything creative, I can't tell you a better place to be connected to creativity as it happens than to be part of the New Orleans community. That also includes the film industry. We are considered, I think, quote unquote, the Hollywood South. So we do have lots of film productions happening both on our campus, down the street, and our own professors and faculty are out working within the film industry as well. So those academic programs I mentioned, this is in no way a comprehensive list. It's a lot of majors to put up at one time, but we did include some of our more popular majors from each of our colleges. So your College of Arts and Sciences, that's going to house a lot of the majors that you've probably been in contact with as a high school student: English, histories, sciences, maths, things like that. Some different ones to note: we do have a computer programming as well as criminal justice. We have both pre-health and pre-law focuses where you're going to get individual advising on successfully applying to those graduate level programs. For a small college, we have a very robust College of Business. We do everything from accounting to international business, marketing, finance, and it's a great way to come in and figure out what specialty and what's going to help you achieve your actual business goals. All of those also come with required internship programming, and we have all of that pre-built into the system and have pre-made all of those connections for you. So even if you're coming from far away, you don't have to know anyone or be connected to anyone in New Orleans. Then our College of Music and Media, like I said before, this is a creative and cultural city. We have this fabulous journalism program if you're interested in journalism, theater, any type of music you want to perform, including urban and electronic music. If you're interested in music industry studies, music production, we've got a great spot for you here on campus. I did mention below, our honors program is on there. We do have an honors program that you can apply to, as well as during your time, you'll be supplementing these your major courses with our Loyola core curriculum. Important things about the application. We are a common application school. I've heard a couple of my colleagues mention that already. We have no preference. You may fill out the common application or the Loyola application, whichever makes your application process less stressful and more streamlined. November 15th is the deadline I always tell people to keep in mind. If you're looking to compete in our full tuition scholarship competition, November 15th will make sure you're qualified for that. As you will see on here, we do not list a test score being required because we went test blind this year and plan to continue that practice next year. So that means test scores are not reviewed as part of the scholarship or admissions decision process. Last thing I'll touch on is we are open for campus visits. I know traveling is a little not as easy for some as it is for others right now. We have acknowledged that. We've done a lot of work creating virtual experiences where you're still connected one-on-one with a tour guide. So we do have some really great options for you to take a virtual tour where you are logged in with a current student tour guide, or to actually do a day in the life experience where you can go in and find a student that correlates with a major or a group or a club or organization that you're interested in. And actually they will take you through live in video chat a full day of them being on our campus. So good options there that I encourage you to make use of as you do your college exploration. I'll be in the Q&A if y'all have any more questions.
All right, thank you so much to Loyola University, New Orleans. That's it for our presenters today, but we still have some time left over. So I would like to invite our presenters to turn their cameras back on so we can do a little round robin Q&A, just to try to answer some more questions that you might be thinking about. So the first question I'd like to get into is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll just go ahead and start with Villanova University.
Yes, so the advice I give, again, this is always a tricky question, but it's fun to hear the insight from different colleagues. I think one is that we're very approachable. Institutions are very different, but please don't hesitate to reach out to us. I know I myself as a high school student didn't utilize admission offices at different colleges, but it is a great way to access the information you need. And oftentimes we're very willing and able to meet with you individually over the phone or via Zoom, et cetera. So just know that there is that resource, and that if you do encounter questions, that an answer is usually just a very quick email away.
I agree with my colleague at Villanova, but also I always like to add is, if you get a chance, visit the campus. Find yourself on the campus. If you're able to visit or just even show up unannounced just to see yourself on campus, I think that's a great way to visualize yourself, to see if that college is a good fit for you.
I would say really reach out to your admissions counselors. I think your admissions counselors, they're there to help you, to answer all of your questions. And I'm also going to repeat what my colleague said, that when I was going through the college admission process, I didn't utilize the admissions office at the college that I went to, and I really should have, because we're here for you guys. And if any questions that you guys have about the campus, or if you want to reach out to a faculty in the major that you want to study at, we will make that, we'll make that happen. If you want to visit the campus, we'll make that happen. So I say reach out to the admissions office, go on a campus tour, reach out to the admissions office to talk to somebody, in the faculty, and we can make that happen. So really utilize all the resources available at the school that you really want to go to.
The advice I always like to give everybody, on top of the great advice that has already been given, is to just say that please enter this process, this whole college process, with an open mind. I just sit here today, and this is a group of people that I've never presented with this specific group, right? I've heard of all of their colleges, I know who they are, but just listening today, I heard some similarities and some great, really interesting differences as well. And it just shows you how many options and opportunities there are out there, and how many great places there can be for you. So just because you haven't heard of something, or you haven't heard of a friend going somewhere, doesn't mean that's not going to be a great place to go call home and not going to be a great fit for you. So I encourage you to just enter with an open heart and an open mind, and see what's out there and see what really speaks to you personally as you go through the process.
Great, thank you. A lot of really great advice there, and it's from the people that really know what they're talking about. Also, it looks like they've all put their contact information into the chat too. So if you do want to reach out and utilize them as resources, you have that contact information. All right, let's talk about another question. This one's always pretty fun. I find it fun. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus? And we'll go with Villanova again.
Yes, so I'll say two if that's all right. One, I guess it's my favorite, is that Villanova does actually host one of the largest student-run Special Olympics events in the world. We call it Fall Festival annually every November, and it brings over 1,000 Special Olympics athletes from Pennsylvania and surrounding states to campus. So I just think it's when the university is its best self. Everyone's pitching in over a weekend-long Special Olympics event. And so seeing campus with that buzz, and it really is just kind of this huge extravaganza, is really special. And again, I think something that maybe most of our students don't have that experience coming into college, yet everyone becomes just as invested in it during that period and throughout the year with the hours and hours of planning and organization it takes. But I'll say a lot of other students would add that our Hoops Madness, or the tip off to the college basketball season at Villanova, is a really fun time because it just is all students. They get to pack into our arena and welcome both of our basketball teams to the beginning of the season. There's also some entertainment that happens, music with like different musical artists that perform. So those two are great traditions and events on campus.
I'll say at Dominican, we actually have two special events. One is our Caritas and Veritas Day, which is usually the last Tuesday in September. Caritas and Veritas mean truth and compassion, where classes are shut down, where students and professors are able to do presentations within their field about Caritas and Veritas. But then also the second one, I think, is right behind me. There's a quad area where it's the night before graduation. We have our candle and rose ceremony, where the students, the graduates, will walk out with a rose, which means from our former name of Rosary College, and then they'll meet their significant other or a friend with a candle, which means carrying on the Rosary tradition, and they'll light up our quad area. Is usually at midnight. I'm not an alum of Dominican, but talking to a lot of alums, they feel like that's their true graduation instead of doing the pomp and circumstances that usually happens at graduation.
For me, it's a couple of things. I really enjoy the welcome back barbecue. I'm a lover of food. I'm a lover of free food. So I really enjoy myself that day. It's an opportunity to catch up with students that catch up with some of the faculty. It's everyone in the college is on the quad, and again, we're a small college. So we have that opportunity to really reconnect with one another and really make new relationships with other people. So I really enjoy the welcome back barbecue. I really enjoy the pep rally that we have for our basketball team. So my office is directly above the gym. So like I can't do any work, during the pep rally anyway. So I might as well go enjoy the pep rally, and I really enjoy that too. The college coming together as one to really celebrate our basketball team, and really get excited for the upcoming basketball season. So I enjoy that, and then the last thing that I really enjoy at Molloy College is the mass that we have on the weekends. The Sunday mass. We have Sunday mass at 8 o'clock on Sunday nights, and it's very intimate. The chapel is very beautiful. I've been there many times to pray the rosary during my lunch break, and the welcome back mass at the beginning of the year. It's such a beautiful experience to be a part of that. So those are the three things. There's a lot of things that I enjoy about Molloy College, but those are the three top things that come to mind.
For Loyola, I think there's a twofold explanation. One is the on-campus part, and one of the great things we do is weekly on Wednesdays, there's typically some sort of performance or something going on out in the academic quad, showcasing a lot of our talented musicians and artists, and kind of giving like a fun vibe and bringing everybody together on campus. So even if you're not a musician, it just really is a great time to gather. And like so many of my colleagues have said, being one of the smaller schools, you actually see a lot of the campus community there and coming through each day. The other thing I like to remind people is our students also choose Loyola because of the city we're a part of. So if you've ever wanted to attend a festival for anything, there's a 90% chance you can attend it in New Orleans, be it Fried Chicken Festival or Jazz Fest or any kind of themed music, arts related option out there. And our students really do go out into our community and take advantage of a really vibrant and different city that we're a part of. So those would be my two things I would look out for.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That really always makes me think back to my college days and make me miss it a little bit. So those are the things that you definitely want to take advantage of once you get to campus. Let's go with one more here. Not so much a question, but can you give an interesting or fun fact about your school?
Yeah. Before I address the fun fact portion, I noticed someone entered in the Q&A that whether like in-person interviews are recommended or available for applicants. I will just say in Villanova's case, we do not offer interviews as part of the application process. So I know each of my colleagues will answer that for their respective schools. And so one, again, fun fact about Villanova is that within our student center, we have flags of 40 plus different countries, and each of those flags represent a country where one of our students in the student body hails from. So kind of representative of our international student population. I think it's neat that it's, that flag will be there for all 4 years the student is there. Of course, with some kind of rotating in and others being very constant. I think it's a neat array of colors and a great symbol for kind of how our university has changed over the, since its founding 175 years ago.
To answer the question in the chat, it's not required for in-person interviews for applicants unless it's one of the students that might be in borderline admissions, but it's not required here at Dominican. An interesting fact about our school, we are one of the first 2 colleges in the United States to offer study abroad. It was us and Smith College in Massachusetts. We're the first 2 colleges to offer study abroad for United States students. So if you're ever on Jeopardy, just give me 10% of that earnings of that question.
I do want to answer George's question in the Q&A. In-person interviews are not necessary for the admissions process, but of course you're able to, if you want to talk to the admissions counselors here, feel free to give us a call and we'd be happy to answer any of your questions, but they're not necessary for the application process. An interesting or fun fact about, about my school, about our school, I'm a huge gamer. And so I really love the fact that we have an esports team, at Molloy, that plays Madden and Overwatch and Fortnite and all those things. It's all I do. And I find it amazing that we have a team, we compete with other schools. We even have esports scholarships. So if you're one that, plays like those games, it will give you money to come to Molloy and, and pay and be a part of our esports team. And then the other thing is that going back to what Ruben said about the study abroad programs, at Molloy, the study abroad program at Molloy, when it was running, we went to a big variety of countries. Like we went to England and Spain and Italy. I think we went to we have programs in Australia too. So I am a traveler, and all of those options, like I wouldn't be able to know like what option I would pick. Like all of those are great and enticing opportunities for if you're interested in studying abroad. So I really like how Molloy is just so it offers many opportunities to really study abroad and learn about the culture in a different country. So that's what I really like about Molloy.
So the first question about interviews, we do not require interviews as part of the admissions process. Like several of my colleagues have expressed, if you just want to talk to us and get to know us a little better and spend some time on the phone with us or via Zoom, we totally welcome that, but you're not officially required to interview, or it's not going to be used as part of the admissions process. I think I'm going to go really lighthearted on my fun fact. One of the fun things that I think is really neat about Loyola being part of a film city is that you can find us as the backdrop for a lot of different movies. We've had Scream Queens, Happy 22 Jump Street, Happy Death Day, American Horror Story, and if you look very closely, there's a quick second of Loyola in Godzilla versus Kong, or Kong versus Godzilla. I don't know if I put that in the right order, but I did watch it and find us.
Great. Thank you so much. Those are some cool facts. And I can tell you, I studied abroad in college, and I've went to 2 different countries, and I haven't been out of the country since then. So it's a great opportunity to do that when you're in school. So yeah, thank you so much for answering those questions. We're getting towards the end here. So I do want to say a big thank you to all of our presenters today for being with us and sharing things about your institution. And also thank you to all of you in the audience for joining us and participating today. Hopefully you got a lot of good information. I think you did. When you do close this window tonight, there's going to be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd really appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, like I mentioned, this is just one of many different sessions being hosted. There's still a couple more today, so please be sure to sign up for more. And like I mentioned earlier, in about a week, you will be able to find this session's recording, as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/NCCAA. Thanks again, everyone, and have a good rest of the day.